Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We'll be starting at 10 p.m. sharp, so just gonna wait for a few more minutes. If you're early, yeah, just come by and say hi in the chat, and maybe you can take a look at the agenda for today's stream. And yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We'll be starting the stream in about 3 minutes. And if you're here early, you can say hi in the chat. I think the audio should be working. We get my playlist. Okay, so we have 2 more minutes to go. Maybe I'll just briefly talk about the stream. So this is our AI coding weekly stream, which we'll be doing on every Saturday. And this stream will primarily focus on Claude Code, and we'll be using Claude Code to build different kind of apps, and some of the streams will be building some new apps that are tools that that we can use ourselves. So one of the tools that I made was this thumbnail maker tool that I made in the stream 2 weeks ago, and it's actually a live tool. So if you actually go to this repository, YouTube thumbnail maker repo, and then you can open this app. You can see it's actually the app that I use to make the current thumbnail that we're looking at. So this is a pretty cool app that we built with Claude Code, and I'm still kind of improving it and making it better. So this is kind of very useful for myself. So that's one kind of stream, and the other kind of stream I'll be doing will be something like today's stream, where I'll be using Claude Code and an existing Codebase. So this will be more about how do we use Claude Code on a existing project, and how do we set it up to handle like new features. So this will be quite different from building a new project. It will be like more about how do we give it the right context and things like that. So it will be quite interesting for people who are working on like big companies or their own big projects. Yeah, so I think that's enough talk, and let's start the stream. So for today's stream, we'll be working on an existing project. This is a project that I've been building for a while, and it's a Next.js project. So it's actually quite a big project. So to give you guys some context, let me just run my command. I think it's this one. So you can see here, it's actually quite large. We have about 30k lines of TypeScript in this project. So, and it's actually quite complex, which I'll go through very shortly. So what does this app do? So it's basically an app that it's like an AI app to help you write blog posts. So I built this to write my own blog posts. So you can kind of manage your sources here. Oh, my computer is really lagging. I think the OBS is making my computer very slow. Weird. Let me close some of these apps. Oh, okay. So it's the Next.js server's problem. I see. Let me just restart this server. I think it had some database issues before the stream, so probably the reason why it's kind of hanging. Compiling. Wow, that's very slow. Take 17 seconds to compile. I think my computer is suffering from OBS. Okay, so we managed to get back in. So this is the app, so we can manage our sources here if it allows me to click on it. Okay. Why is it so slow today? Takes 12 seconds to compile. Oh, interesting. Must be something wrong with my setup somewhere. Okay, now it seems to be better. Okay, now it seems to be better. So like I was saying, this is the 16x Writer app that I'm talking about. So it's basically an app that allows you to write blog posts. You can manage your sources, which are like your like the information, where the information comes from, and you can kind of store your previous blog posts as references. And then of course you have system prompts and other things. So this is like an app that I use to make new blog posts. So basically you can create a new blog post by clicking on this button, and then it's usually very fast. I'm not sure why today is so slow. You can give it a prompt and then select your sources and references, and then select your model to generate a new blog post. But we're not gonna do that today. So today I think I'll be focusing on improving this app. Oh, I think I forgot to update this to-do. Let me update this to-do app first. So intro, and then we're gonna work on stats, editing tools. Okay, the stream to-do should be updated. Alright, so you can see here, for example, I have a blog post that I've written here. This is the blog post I've written. But the problem is I don't actually know if this is a good blog post or not. So what I'm gonna do here today is add some stats to measure the sentence length variation and readability of the blog post, and I add some tools to help me fix typos and grammatical mistakes. Yeah, so that's the basic idea. So we'll be adding some new features to this app. You can see it's actually quite complex now. You have version control and all the different AI editing tools here. You can do some editing here and do some AI review. And let's take a look at the code base. So this is a very typical Next.js code base. So we have the dashboard here with all the different pages. So for example, the post page is just this very long file that is about 1000 lines of code. So that's the page you are looking at here. So for example, if we change this post content, so this is actually a component. So you can see this page is built up from various components, and it's still like 900 lines of code. And this component alone is about 200 lines of code. So yeah, it's pretty complex. Let's see if I can find the post content. So let's say if I edit here, it should be updated here. After this, you can see it's updated here. So this is actually indeed working. But today's Next.js is very slow. I'm not sure why. Seems my computer is struggling with OBS today. I have no idea why. It used to work very well, but only today that it's kind of struggling. Let's see if it can hold on. Alright, so basically you can see here we have all the different components. There are about like 10 to 20 of them, and then we have all the different pages here that for each page, like post, context, and activity. And I think today we'll be mainly focusing on the page. I want to add a new kind of feature somewhere here that is gonna show me the sentence variation of this post, right? For example, like sentence variation is something like this. So basically, this sentence has 5 words, here are 5 more words. So these are the sentences are very short, that is kind of monotonous. And this second paragraph is a good example with sentence variation, right? So you're supposed to interleave the short sentences with longer sentences to make your writing look better. So I want to add this feature into this app so that when we click on the sentence variation, or like it will automatically show us whether, like in some kind of highlighting, right, whether it's a good sentence variation or not. So that's the first task we're gonna do. Okay, I think I haven't explained my Claude Code setup, so I'll briefly explain how I set up the Claude Code in my project. So for this project, because it was a new project, I was able to set up the new workflow that I had, which involves having a roadmap file. So this roadmap file gives an overview of the project, development workflow. So this is a very detailed on how we're going to approach the development. And then we have development tasks in phases, right? We have task 001, 002, 03, all the way until currently we are at task 026. So we have completed 26 tasks. So this is the high level overview of all the tasks. And then in each task, we have these bullet points as requirements. And then for each of these tasks, we actually have a individual file that goes into more details on how we are going to build this feature, right? So for example, for this post detail page UX improvements, based on these high-level requirements, we actually use Claude Code to generate a detailed plan. So ignore these changes made. This is after the changes were made, so this is after that. So we basically have the status and overview, current status, the target state, and the implementation steps, right? So we have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, so on and so forth. So this is like a very detailed plan on how we're gonna use the AI agent to build this feature, right? Let me just quickly check. Okay, someone is saying something. So yeah, so that's basically the setup we have. So for each new task, we're gonna add it to the roadmap, and then we're gonna use Claude Code to generate a detailed plan like this, a step-by-step plan on what to do, and then the Claude Code is gonna refer to this plan and implement it, right? So that's the 3-step process I have for all the new features that are big, right? So this workflow is for the big features. And then for the smaller features, I actually have a ad hoc tasks file. Hi, Yami. So these are for the smaller enhancements, right? So like, let's say we would just want to adjust some button size or colors. We don't need to write a PRD for that. So this will go into small enhancements and then refactoring tasks as well. So for things that are like 1 or 2 sentences, we can just use this workflow instead of going to the full Markdown file kind of workflow, right? You can see all these are very, very long. So we'll be using the proper flow, that is the roadmap planning and the detailed planning workflow for this task, because this is quite a big task. So we'll do that, and that will be our task 27. Yeah, so that so I've explained our Claude Code setup. So let's work on the first feature, that is the stats, right? So we're gonna show the sentence length variation as well as the I don't know how to pronounce this word, some kind of readability test. So this is what I had in my previous post on WordPress. I think it's a very good test. So I'm gonna replicate it in this app that I'm building. So how am I? So yeah, so that's the setup. So let's go into the proper implementation of the first task, that is sentence length variation, right? Okay. I'm a little bit it has been a while since I touched this project, so let me just recall my memory. Everything is not scripted, so this is all ad hoc, all impromptu. Let me look at the how I do this. So we're supposed to actually update the roadmap and then include this task, right? Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just use my Whisper flow and open up the Claude Code. Okay, so it's auto updating. Ignore that. We just basically speak to Claude Code in order to add our new task here. I already set up the workflow and everything, so it should work. Let's try. So something like this. Add a new prioritized task to show stats in the post content. Flow will automatically mute your music. Okay, that's true. Yeah, so we can keep playing the music. The first step will be sentence length variation. It should show whether the blog post has a good sentence length variation or a bad one, and then also highlight the blog content with background color for short sentences and long sentences, and sections where the sentences are not varied in terms of length. And also highlight the block content with back. Yeah, so basically I want to like kind of replicate this one. Also, maybe I will just download this file. I already downloaded this file, so maybe I will just copy this file into reference folder and then let it reference, right? So sentence variation. Let's copy this, refer to this file for reference, right? I'm using the Pro plan, so that's the $20 plan, not the Max plan. Yeah, so this is what I would tell the Claude Code to do to add a new task. I think it's gonna like sum up all the points into 4 to 5 bullet points. Let's see how well it does, right? Okay, I think it did not follow the instruction on the development workflow. Okay, this is pretty bad because it used to follow this instruction. So maybe I'll just nudge it a little bit. Create a new task in roadmap first. Don't implement. This is weird. I don't think it has done this before in the previous. It will always follow my development workflow. Let me check. It's something to do with my memory. Oh yeah, my memory. Oh, I see why. Because I renamed the file, so the memory didn't work anymore. You can see here the memory says plot.md, but it's actually supposed to include a roadmap.md as well. I think I moved this file somehow and then it's kind of lost. That's on me. So I think I'm supposed to add it here. Where is the roadmap? Yeah, so I renamed this file to reference instead of doc. So that's why it's getting very confused. So now if I rerun the status, okay, I think I actually have to restart Claude Code. Yeah, I was confused on why it's like going to implementation immediately. So now if I run the status, you can see here, it's actually the cloud.md is referring to my roadmap.md file. This will go into the context and then the model will know the correct development workflow. Yeah, so it was missing this part, so that's why it's a little bit weird just now. Let's look at the plan that it generated. Add sentence length variation analysis. Analyze pattern, highlight sentence with background colors, show overall sentence variation score, identify sanctions with 4, toggleable feature, okay, visual indication. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I think I wanted to follow the color scheme of photo, right? So let's do that. Let's highlight this. And you can see after I highlight this, there's an indicator on the Claude Code to say which lines are highlighted. So this is to provide Claude Code the exact context that you're working with. Okay. So I'm gonna highlight this. I haven't actually run into plan problem. That's, yeah, I'll go into that in more details, but basically, like, if you're able to manage your context well and use it like well, then you can get quite long with $20 plan. Let's see how much I can get. Yeah, I didn't run into like rate limit problems. I usually use it about 1 to 2 hours a day. So you can learn, like, you should just I mean, yeah, so the purpose of the stream is to show you how I use it, so you can maybe like try to pick up some tips or tricks on how to use it like efficiently or effectively manage your contacts. So that can help you save a bit of money. So basically I'm gonna make it to make Claude Code make some changes, right? Update the task 27 to use the corresponding colors in the reference photo. The reference photo is here. So there would be a red color background for monotonous sentences, and then if it's not monotonous, then use different colors for short, medium, and long sentences. I think that's it. Extra word here. Yeah, so let's do that. Yeah, so basically I've been using the $20 plan. I haven't found problems with that. Like, I think it used to be 5-hour windows. So like if you run out of credits like after 2 hours, you just need to wait for 3 more hours and then you can use it again. So I'm not sure how it will work for the new plan. So let's see. Okay, so it updated the plan. Now we have a red pink background for not monotonous, green for short, blue for medium, and then light green for long sentences, yellow background. Oh, I'm not sure if that's correct. Green background for short sentence. Actually, that's wrong, right? So I think what should be is it should use the yellow background for short sentences, blue for medium, and then green for long sentences. I think this is a better one. Okay, this is a bit too long, so let's see if we can shorten this requirement. Now we don't need this anymore. Don't need this. We don't need this. And then we actually need to tell it to use the plain text content, not the markdown content. Yeah, because we have two modes here. One is the plain text, one is the markdown. And in markdown mode, it has a lot more stuff, which is very hard to parse, right? Content, and then we need to change the mode to plain text if sentence length analysis is enabled. Yes. Looks like teal for long sentences. Yeah, might be. Yeah, teal for very long sentences. Yeah, green for short sentences. So yellow, green, and then blue for very long sentence. Okay? So I think that's the correct. Yeah, teal or green. Yeah, so this is a tricky part to handle, right? Because our post can be, so I typically write in Markdown. So in Markdown, you have all these tables and all these components that are interfering with the sentence calculation. So I wanted to go into plain text mode to calculate the sentence length, right? So I think this is a good task plan. So what I'm gonna do is quit Claude Code, and then this will be our kind of checkpoint. So because this is a good plan, so I'll actually save it using Git. So we'll say task 27 plan, right? Map. Yeah, so at least we have something working, right? So after this, we got this part, and then we're gonna use it to generate the detailed plan. I can't remember if I have a Claude command for this. Yeah, so I do have a Claude command for this. So let's maybe do like a plan kind of thing. So plan out next task. Create a task planning file if it doesn't exist. Yeah, I think this is a good command to use. Let's run this command within the roadmap file. So what this does is it's gonna read the entire roadmap file, because remember in our status we have our memory, so it's gonna read the cloud.md, which is gonna read the roadmap and then understand this task, and then based on the development workflow that I specify here, it's gonna do the task creation. There. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it should work. So let's do the plan. Yeah, so looking at the, so you can see here, right? Looking at roadmap, I can see this is the next task. So it's gonna create a task plan. You'll first read the sample, and then it's gonna understand the code base a little bit. And then it's gonna output hopefully output a task plan file inside the task folder. So we're at 26 here. We should get a 27. This is gonna take a while. And in terms of tokens, we're still, I think we're quite good. We already spent $11. Okay, interesting. Okay. So I wrote a plan. Let's see. Task 27. Step 1, create utility function. Step 2, create highlighting component. Add toggle, implement color coded display, and variation score. So let's give a brief check on the plan, right? So this is like a plan. It's not the exact rule that the agent is gonna follow. It's just a reference, right? Current display, target state, highlighting, toggle control, implementation step. Aside from the X amount you spend. Oh no, this is CC usage. It's just a tool. If you just Google CC usage, you can find it. Oh, I can't paste it. I don't. Okay, so let's see the steps, right? Step 1 is to create a utility function. Yeah, correct. Step 2 is to create a component. Okay. Okay, I think my air conditioning is not working. Give me 1 second. Okay. So step 2, create a new component. Step 3, add the toggle to the toggle, yes. Step 4, implement the display. So actually, if you're an experienced software engineer, you can probably see that step 4 is actually should be inside step 2, right? Because when you're creating this component, it's supposed to already do the color coding, so it's actually unnecessary. But because this is just a guideline, so we're not gonna worry about that. Just let agent take care of itself. So most likely what's gonna happen is Claude Code is gonna realize that step 4 is extra. It's just gonna check it as completed once it reaches step 4. And then step 5 is to add the variation display, right? Yeah, I think that looks good. So all these are just like some random words that is gonna help the agent do better. I don't think it's actually gonna follow all this, but it's good to have, right? Oh, so it actually even generated some Tailwind CSS already, so that's interesting. You can see this plan is very comprehensive. I think it looks pretty good to me, so I'm just gonna close Claude Code and then commit this plan. So we'll say task 27 plan completed. So now we have the plan. Okay, let me redo that for the YouTube chapters. Okay, so now we have finished the feature planning. We'll move on to the implementation of task 27. This is gonna be task 27. And then we have the plan here, and then we just need Claude Code to implement it, right? So I think for my workflow currently, I will have a command here. Oh, actually, I don't have a command, right? So let's create a new command. So let's call next task implement. Implement the next task inside. Actually, that's a bad idea, right? Because you need to be more explicit on which task. So let's not use like a command. It feels like a little bit extra. So let's just go to this file and then ask the cloud to work on it, right? So work on task 27. Yeah, and then it's gonna be able to just work on that. Let's also skip testing because we're gonna be doing some manual testing for now. I haven't set up the proper testing workflow, so it's not gonna be able to do any kind of UI testing yet. Yeah, I think this looks good. Let's start the implementation. Okay, so it's gonna read this file and then create a to-do list. So this will be exactly the same as ours. I think it skipped over like a background check kind of thing. It's supposed to read the code base first to understand, but it's okay, I think. So it's gonna create a, remember we're trying to achieve something like this. So it's just gonna break down the sentence into like different segments. Let's see. We already have a Markdown utility file, so it's just gonna create it here. Oh, we were at $11. Now it's down to $9. I'm not sure why. Okay, so we created a new file. Wow, this is very long. I didn't expect it to be this long. Wow, this is like a little bit of overkill. Huh. Interesting. It looks correct, but I'm not sure like if it's gonna actually work. So this looks very, very complicated. I'm not gonna pretend that I understand everything I just read, but I do have some confidence. So it's gonna create a new component. Wait, why is my music stopped? So it's already modifying the post content component to add a new button, I think. Oh wait, did it actually say that I need to do it in plain text mode? Let's see. Okay, yeah, so it does say when enabled switch to plain text mode. Yeah, this is something that a little bit tricky to do, so it does handle this. Let's see, actually we should already see it somewhere here. Oh, okay, we already see the button here, right? So there's a sentence analysis button already here. That's a good sign. So at least it's able to add this button without any issues. Looks like it's already done. It's trying to run the type check, which I didn't tell you to, but it's a good practice. Oh, found the TypeScript thing. It's unrelated. Keep lib check. It likes to do this kind of weird one-off sentence thingy, which is not really necessary. Let's see, so it marked the status as completed, and it's gonna add a summary of changes. Let's just wait for it to finish before we go into the file to go into the app to see. Typically I would like ignore this implementation summary because it can be hallucinated. Yeah, so this is not really very useful, but good to have. Oh, and then it's also updating the roadmap. Okay, that's pretty good. So you can see we burned about 12k tokens for this task, and we are still very healthy in terms of our token usage. Let's see if it actually works. Holy shit. Okay, so I thought it's gonna reuse this component, but apparently it's a new completely new component. Let's see, sentence variation good. Total sentences, average word, blah blah blah. Okay. Found 8 monotonous patterns. Okay. Let's see. Oh, so it's breaking down like numbers like 8.5 and 9.5. Oh, that's an interesting bug. Okay, let's fix this bug. Let's fix this bug. So I'm just gonna tell it it's breaking down the sentences wrongly. I'm just considering whether I should start a new session or continue using this session. I think it's okay to reuse this session because it's not very long. So I'm just gonna continue because it's kind of very related. So it'll be good to use the previous context to quickly identify where the bug is. The sentence segmentation is buggy. For this sentence and similar ones, it's actually treating 9.5 as 2 separate sentences because of the dot. We need to fix this so that like decimal numbers are not treated as 2 sentences. It's using some regex. Do you point it there or just... I think it's able to figure it out because I inherited the previous context, right? I didn't clear this context. So it should know like which file it edited, right? You can see here. It already located the file and then made some edits. So it's something like here. Yeah, so it's doing this. I don't think this is the most verbose solution, but I don't know any better, so let's see if it actually works. Okay, so it seems to work. Let's see our reference image, right? So our reference image looks like this. Long sentences, okay, and then these are supposed to be monotonous. Why would this be monotonous? 17 words medium, 17 words medium. So all of these are medium, that's why it's monotonous, okay. But this medium one is not... Oh, we didn't supply a medium color. Okay, that's interesting. The medium color is missing. So short, medium. Wait, short is yellow. Wait, we have 4 colors, right? Why short, medium? Actually, no, right? This is kind of weird. Yeah, we got baited by the color scheme. Which database setup? Yeah, good question. I'm using Postgres 17. Postgres 17. Okay, so we got baited by this image. It's actually not a very good example, right? So let's change the colors a little bit. Let's fix the colors. So yellow for short, green for medium. Oh, actually it's not green for medium. It's pink for medium, green for long, and blue for very long. Pink for medium, green for long, and blue for very long, right? So this is the correct colors. Now it's missing the... Yeah, so I got baited by this image, but it's okay. We don't have to follow it 100%, but now it's kind of missing the medium color, so let's just fix that. Let's see where the colors are getting mapped. Where are the colors? Oh, okay, so these are the colors. Oh no, these are just the categories. Return sentence category. Short, varied, medium, long. I'm not gonna pretend I understand everything I'm reading, but oh yeah, this is the color map. So it's just returning the. I'm surprised this actually works. It's actually not supposed to work. Wait, did I set up the tailwind config correctly? Why is this working? Because typically if you put the tailwind classes in TypeScript files, it doesn't work. Why is this working? I'm very confused. Simplify. Okay, so now it's kind of working. So we have monotonous is, oh no, now the medium color is too close to the. Okay. Make the medium color more distinct from the red color. Now they are two visually similar. I'm using Superbase. I'm actually also using Superbase, but I have this set up. I can't show you how I set it up, but it's basically .env, then you have .env local and .env production. So this will be for different environments. So for local, it's connecting to my local Postgres, and for production, it's connecting to Superbase. Yeah, I think Superbase is not very intuitive if you're not technical. I think even for technical people, it's not super intuitive, but it's better than the competition. Okay, so now we have something that looks pretty okay. Let's see. Okay, so these are the ones that are monotonous. How did it define monotonous? Let's see. So 3 plus consecutive sentence with similar length. Okay. Interesting. Oh, it's treating these 3 lines as, okay, that's not good. Okay, so I think we found a bug in our Markdown parsing logic. It's treating these 3 lines as like a plain text instead of Markdown. Okay. Okay, I think overall this feature does work. So we have 5 monotonous patterns here. If we go back to some previous versions that we wrote using AI, you can see it's so it's actually calculating this variation score using some kind of how is it calculating the variation score? Standard deviation. Oh, okay. Wow, this is very complex. I think the higher the standard deviation, the better score, right? Standard deviation divided by average length. So you can see our latest update has a distribution of 10, 30, 14, and 5. The one generated by GPT 4.5 is mostly clustered around medium. Actually, it's about the same. I wonder why the scores is very different. Because the Claude one doesn't have short sentences. Okay, interesting. Let's fix. Okay, so I think this kind of works. Let me commit this. So this sentence variation works. We still have some bug to fix for the Markdown parsing. So it's, you can see if we toggle to plain text, it's still treating this like a new line character. So if I go to the actual post here, this is like a new kind of separator line kind of Markdown thing, and it's treating this as a plain text. So let's fix this bug. I think it's probably inside the Markdown cleaning function. So the Markdown cleaning function is treating separator syntax as plain text, whereas it should be removed. Yeah, I think this is good. So I think it should be a quick fix because it's just trying to clean up the Markdown file. Yeah, so we're gonna remove the horizontal rule separator. If we go back, you can see here, now we don't have the separator anymore. If we go back to Markdown, the separator is here, so that is working. Let's go back to sentence analysis. Oh, okay, so it's still a problem, right? Actually, I think there's a problem here, right? We should these three sentences, even though they are like all short, but they are from different sections. Let me think about this. If they are from different sections, then do we consider them still bad? Will that regex remove h3? I don't have h3, so I guess it's fine. No, it doesn't remove h3. H3 will start with the hashtag. Okay. I think the criteria for monotonous probably need to be adjusted. I think it's too strict. So let's clear the thing. Okay, because we fixed this bug, let's commit this. The criteria for monotonous is too strict. Let's make it 4 or above instead of 3 or above. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too strict. I mean, this is just one line of code change, but oh, it's actually not just one line. It actually needs to change quite a bit. Okay. So now let's see. Okay, so now it's not counting that, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 3, 4. Okay, good. So we have 3 monotonous patterns, right? Obviously, we can manually edit this, or we can use AI to automatically fix this. So let's go with the manual edit first, right? Actually, you know what? Let's just do this live because I have this blog post here. We have the live blog post here that I published yesterday. This is a live blog post. I'm actually gonna put it here and then run a test on this. So this is the live one. I'm gonna run the sentence analysis. Oh, okay. Oh, it's still treating the section title as part of the thing. Ah, I see. This is a problem. So when we strip the titles, it becomes a part of the body and it doesn't have a new. Okay. So we need to actually change our sentence segmentation logic so that it will segment the paragraph as well. Yeah, so this is definitely a bug. It's treating this as a separate thing. Let's change that. Update the sentence segmentation logic to treat new lines as separate sentences so that the section titles are separated, not like connected to subsequent sentences. I think this is good enough. Yeah, this is definitely a bug, right? Oh wait, I have a better idea. Actually, we should render the new lines faithfully in the sentence analysis. Now we have 2 patterns. Yeah. Actually, we should render the new lines in the sentence analysis mode so that it's more structured and easier to look at. Yeah, I think this will make it look better, right? Like similar to this. Now it's all just sentences, which is very hard to read. We should separate out the paragraphs. Is new line boundary, okay. Okay, we are 1 hour into the stream and we haven't finished the first part. Well, I guess I can drop the readability test and move on to the second one. Or we can drop the second one and just do the readability test. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It's not exactly right. The boundaries are working in some cases, but not like before the start of a new section. There should also be a boundary. This is a bit weird, right? There are some boundaries, but it's not completely correct. Starts after a new line. Okay, so actually this is more complex than I thought. I thought it's gonna be quite easy. But looking at this code, I think the logic is actually not that trivial. It's like an NLP task or something. And it's trying to use regex. Oh, okay, so now this looks better. It's not the most prettiest rendering, but at least we have our sections here, right? Oh, okay, actually, after this, we only have one, a real one. This is just a markdown parsing error. We have one real one that is monotonous. Let's see. We evaluate blah blah blah. This is medium, medium. Ah, okay. I think this is a valid case. Let me look at this. The actual blog post. Yeah, this one, this one, this one. Yeah, it is actually very monotonous. So let's actually fix this. Okay, let me go back to the actual markdown file. So we're basically like using our feature to live to actually do some work here. Let me see, how do I make this sentence vary? I can't think of a way to introduce sentence variations here. How can I add introduce sentence variation? Let me ask Claude Code. I haven't tried this before, but let's just see. Introduce some sentence variation for this part. I don't know if this will work. I couldn't think of a way to make it more varied, but it is very monotonous. I don't think this is any better. I don't think this is better. Yeah, AI is not good for this task. Anyway, I think that's kind of a side thing. The feature does work, but I think it's a good thing that works. We'll think about how to solve this problem maybe next time. Yeah, for now I think this is good. At least we got our feedback, right? This is monotonous. And then if we go back to some previous AI generated parts, you can see it's actually more monotonous, I guess. Yeah. So humans do write slightly better sentence variation. Okay. Yeah, so that's all for the sentence variation. Let's add the readability test here. So okay, we are I think we just fixed the something. I can't remember what we fixed. Let's go back to, let's work on the next one, which is to add the readability test. So we're just gonna ask Claude Code to add a new task. Add a priority task to introduce readability test. I can't be bothered to pronounce this word, so I'm just gonna copy paste. Similar to the sentence length variation analysis. Actually just combine the existing sentence length variation with the new readability test. Can I actually combine them? I think we cannot combine them, right? Because both of them involves some kind of background highlighting. So it's better not to combine them and leave them as separate features. It should also involve a toggle and highlight the words that are problematic. It should also automatically go to plain text mode. Okay. Let's see if it works. So it's gonna study and then create a new file and update. Okay, it's not following the exact order, but I think this is okay. It's supposed to update the readme first and then create a new task file. But I think it's doing the reverse, which is okay. I don't mind this. Wow, it's very smart. Trying to get which is the last file. I wouldn't be able to come up with this command. List grep e number sort tail1 to get the last one. Wow, that's something. That's something. It's already better than humans. Humans have to scroll all the way down, right? The computers can just run this. Okay, so it's trying to write the plan file and it's trying to write it. This is the slowest part because it needs to write a very long file. I wonder if there's a way to break this down further. Let me actually Google how to pronounce this. How do I pronounce this? Flesch Kincaid.
Flesch Kincaid.
Flesch
Kincaid.
Flesch Kincaid. Flesch Kincaid readability. I actually don't know if we need a third-party library for this. Let me do a quick Google. Oh yeah, there are some third-party libraries, so should have no problem. Let's see. So Claude Code has generated the plan file. Let's read it. Let's read the roadmap first. Okay, so it's following like very closely similar kind of style. Highlight word, very difficult, moderate, very long words. Reading ease, grade level. Oh, I thought this is more than just counting syllabus. Let me see. Oh, it is actually the syllabus. Oh, I thought. Okay, I thought it's actually some kind of classification of words, but it's based on syllabus. Looks like. Okay. Readability analysis, highlight component, toggle, implement difficulty highlighting or display. Yeah, looks pretty good. I think this is a good plan. So let's say 28 plan. We have the plan ready, and then now we can work on the plan. Work on task 28. So yeah, so we kind of broken down this into two parts, and we are working on the
Flesch Kincaid.
Flesch Kincaid readability test implementation. Let's see. Flesch Kincaid readability test. Yes. Let's see how long it will take. I think given that there is already a reference here, let me see if it actually uses it as a reference. Oh, it doesn't actually use it as a reference. Huh. Oh, there is a mention of sentence length variation as reference. Okay, that's good. Because if you miss this part, then it's gonna take a very long time to. If you have the reference, then it's easier. You can see it's actually start examining the existing sentence analysis implementation to understand the pattern. So that's a good thing. That's what a good engineer would do, because it's very similar. So you just study what's the existing implementation and then follow it. But I don't think you should be in the same file. It should probably be a separate file. Yeah. Okay, so we created a separate file. Oh, what the hell is this? Syllabus exception. What is this? Common single syllable word that might be miscounted. Departure. Procedure. Sure. Or it looks correct. That's crazy. Okay, so this is actually an NLP task. You need to do some vowel consonant grouping and some lemmatization, I guess. Holy shit. Okay, this is actually not trivial. What the hell is this? How do I pronounce this again?
Flesch Kincaid.
Flesch reading ease score. Holy shit. I didn't even know this existed. Is this actually real? it's actually real, huh? Interesting. Okay, let's refer to this and see if it's actually... So the score of 90 to 100 is very easy. It's easy and plain English. Okay, so we'll aim somewhere around 50 to 60 because our blog posts are very technical. They're on like AI models, so we're not exactly targeting high school or 8th grade. So something around 50 to 60 will be a 50 to 70 will be a good score. Okay, so this is actually standard, fairly standard, difficult, very easy. Okay, so this is a bit different from... Yeah, it's a bit different from this. Okay. Is it done yet? No, not done yet. I wouldn't be able to write this. I'm just gonna be very honest. I don't think I can come up with this logic. Maybe there's some library to do this. But obviously I wouldn't know how to break down the word into syllabus without intensive research. So this is actually very fast considering how complex this is. It actually even generated exceptions, which is quite amusing. It looks correct. That's crazy. All this looks correct. University. University. Wait, why is this 5? University. Okay, that's actually 5. Government. Okay, 3. Okay, interesting. I'm learning new things every day. Okay, so it says it's completed. Let's see. Let's check it out. Okay, first thing first, this is getting very long. But let's click this. Are you done? Okay, I think he's just trying to add an implementation summary. It should be done already. So let's just click on this. Okay, it's difficult. College. Okay. That's not a good sign. Simple, moderate, difficult, very difficult. Very difficult, very long. Very difficult. Holy shit. It's not that bad, right? Is this actually very bad? Reading is 47. Difficult university, okay. I mean, I guess this is fairly technical. I'm writing about a new model, so it's supposed to be fairly technical. I guess the Markdown formatting really screwed it up, right? Yes, yeah. The Markdown formatting didn't really remove all this import thingy. So we should actually probably fix the import first. Oh, I know how to get rid of this. I just have to manually edit this and then remove it. Yeah. I think that's the easier way. I'm just gonna remove this. Remove import. And then it should fix the problem that I keep getting. Ah, okay, now it's better, right? 52. Nice. significantly indicate methodology open router. How does it handle like special terms like open router? TypeScript. Okay. Okay, I guess it does give us a good understanding of how complex our writing is. Let's compare the different models. So we have GPT 4.1. Now this is actually not a fair comparison because of the Markdown. I think removing its Markdown is actually fairly complex. And this is kind of interesting, but I don't know how useful this is. I guess you can look at the number of difficult syllables and then come to some understanding. Actually, like GPT 4.1 and Gemini are like both 40 something, and then Claude is just 20 something. Yeah, so Claude is like, you can see that it has a lot more like very long and very difficult syllables. Actually, what's the priority between very long versus very difficult? Let me read more. How does it categorize the difficulty versus syllabus? Where's the word? Okay, here. Last name, word highlight. Where is this? Okay, I can't really find this. I'm just gonna search for this. Oh, it's here. Word. Last name. Huh. Okay, maybe I'll just ask Claude Code instead of trying to find the logic. Where is the logic to determine whether to render the background for difficulty or number of syllables? Yeah, because I'm trying to understand if it's both very long and very difficult, how does it prioritize which one to color? It's very long. difficulty is simple, or return the difficulty. Very long. Okay. So very long is precedence, purple. So very long is very bad, and then red is also quite bad. Okay, I got it. We should make the background color more prominent for the very long and the very difficult words, so that they are visually more distinct. Yeah, currently it's not very obvious that this is a bad or a good one, right? Okay, I think this is probably a bit better. Make the other colors more subtle. Actually, just remove them. Maybe a better idea. Yeah, maybe just remove others and just highlight the problematic words. I think that's what WordPress does with the Yoast plugin. Yeah, this is actually better, right? Now we can see the distribution of words that are problematic. Why is 0 syllables very difficult? I think this is a bug, right? 0 syllables is currently colored as very difficult. Fix it. You are right. There's a bug. I see the issue. 0 syllables should never. But there might be edge cases. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think it just deleted all the words that have 0 characters. Actually, those words are like numbers or other symbols. You shouldn't remove them. Just ignore the numbers, but still render them. Yeah, this is good, but then it's kind of like not continuous anymore. I would rather like render like this. It's not exactly what I want. Okay, now it's slightly better. It doesn't respect new lines, so that's another problem. Let me try to fix it. Also make it respect and render new lines similar to the sentence length analysis. Why is it trying to run build? Oh, now its score is even lower, 19. Yeah, I can actually see, right? It's actually a lot of these very long words. Distinctive application. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay, it's trying to change something. Okay. Let's wait for it to finish. Oh, it's trying to split the new lines. Okay. Okay, this is better, I guess. Yeah, this is better. Now we have the proper paragraphs. Yeah, so if we compare this with the one that we have, you can see the distribution is much less, right? So it's like 46 versus 19. And then I guess the next step would be to kind of feedback this into the AI. Readability drop probably due to scoring, dropping those easier words. I'm not sure what that means. I think the readability just measures the number of complex words, like these very long words. I'm surprised provided is also a complex word. All syllabus. Understand is a difficult word. Okay. I guess it's at least it achieves what we want. Might not be the best. Let me try to look at another blog post and see if we can see some patterns. Maybe what I'm writing is actually too technical. The readability, okay, 39. Is 3 syllables actually considered very difficult? I think that's a little bit too harsh, right? 3 syllables. Structured. Comparison. Consistency. Generation. Improvement. Readability. Yeah, I think let's relax the criteria a little bit. Relax the criteria a bit. Don't count 3 syllable words as very difficult. Yeah, I think 3 syllable words are okay. Oh, these are 5 syllables, very difficult. Oh, okay. Oh, these are very long. Okay, I see. I was confused because it just is 4 syllables, very difficult. But it's actually because it's very long. Yeah, okay, so now we have less. Okay, this is structured. 3 syllables, very long, very long, very long. I think it's still too much highlighting. Still too much highlighting. Relax the very long criteria a little bit. Okay, so now it's 13. Okay, so now we have the very long words and syllabus. Wait, why did they break the part component? Okay, so these are all syllabus words. Okay. I think it's trying to build after every task, but I don't really think it's necessary. These are 4 syllables, 5 syllables, 4 syllables, 4 syllables, 6 syllables. Very long, revolutionary. Okay. Separated. I don't know about this. It seems like a bit trivial. I was hoping for something more useful, but this is kind of catching too many things, in my opinion. I think we have to relax this a little bit more, right? Think so? Yeah. Relax the syllabus criteria more. Only consider 5 or more syllabus. Yeah. Okay, now it's significantly less. Okay, now it's much more clean. Characteristics, visualization, individual, okay. Let's see this one. We have particularly, immediately, representation, approximately, comparatively, characteristic. Okay. So I think this is too cluttered. I want to make it like less cluttered. Let's do this. Let's make it less cluttered. There are too many buttons in the post content. Let's remove the word analysis and make it concise. Yeah, okay, so this is slightly better. Then I think we should just show the scores. Show the score somewhere. Yeah. Okay, let's actually ask Claude to not build every time. This is getting very crazy. Is there some command to ask it to build? No, right? I even asked it to not build the app. Okay, maybe let's try add one more. Do not build the app. You can see this file is not really useful. It's still gonna try to build. I wonder if there's a better way to prevent it from trying to build it. Okay, so there's a visual representation of what's the change. That's interesting. Let me look for a place to put it. I don't know where to put the score. Ideally, I want to see the score without actually clicking these two buttons. Maybe just ask Claude Code for suggestions, I guess. So we have done the readability test. Let's start a new session. And maybe let's go back to roadmap so that you can refer to this file. So these are the tasks that we just done. So I want to show the scores, the key matrix, without having to click these buttons. Show the sentence length score and the readability test score on the post page itself, so that the user can see the score without having to click the toggle buttons. We can create a new component that is small and narrow, similar to the notes and rating component that doesn't occupy a lot of space, and then display it just below the notes and rating component. I think this should work. So this is the notes and rating component. I think we want to display like some kind of scores below this, so that we can see these scores. Yeah. So we managed to add two features: sentence variation analysis as well as readability analysis. So I think it's made pretty good progress today. It's actually more complex than I thought. I thought it's gonna be quite easy, but it turns out to be like some kind of NLP task. Okay, is it creating a new examining finding? Okay, it's just finished gathering. Oh, let's check the tokens. So we spent 20k tokens only. Yeah. Oh, so that's the projected cost, not the actual cost of. I see. Still no score. Okay. Hey, wait. Okay. So we have the sentence variation, readability. Oh, somehow this is missing a bracket. Oh, okay. I think it's probably overflowed somehow. The batch only renders. Tag is clipped. Okay, so it does update, and then yeah, so it does show up when I switch between different versions. That's good. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's just remove the thing. Okay, that's fair. Okay, this looks good. So now we have the sentence variation score and the reading score all on top. Yeah, that's great. So this is done. Add score outside. Let's see if it still shows up inside. Oh, it still shows inside. I guess it's fine. I can leave it there. I can remove it later. Okay, so previously we had a bug of parsing this Markdown, right? It doesn't actually get rid of this multi-line thing import. So let's see if we can actually try to fix this bug. Right? This is a pretty important bug. Without fixing this, all these features are gonna be very useless. So I actually want to fix this bug. Oh, let me actually use my bugs file. This is where I keep all the bugs, and then we can write it here because it's quite a long bug, right? The clean Markdown file doesn't handle multi-line imports. fix it so that it works for the multi-line imports like below, and keep all the tests passing. So this is the problematic thing. The test is somewhere here. The test is here. Okay, let's copy the test as well. Okay, so that's the full context. So that it removes the multi-line imports like below. Yeah, I think that's a good description of the bug. Let's try to fix this. So we already have a command that fix the next bug, so it's called the next bug. Right? So we just need to trigger this command, and it should automatically trigger this bug. Let's save the bug first. Add a bug, and then we run Claude Code. We call next bug, right? So that's gonna fix the next bug. Actually, I forgot to mention the file location. Let's also copy this relative file so it doesn't spend time looking for this file, right? If you pass it the location of the function, then it's gonna save a lot of time for Claude Code to find the exact function. So I try to give it more explicit context. Okay, so it's supposed to, yeah, so it read the file and then examine the, oh, this is quite long. Examine, review, fix, run test, update. Okay. So I think we managed to complete 2 tasks today. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the editing part. I think the editing part is to be simpler because it's just the AI command. Yeah, this is actually the hard part. All tests are currently passing. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, because we didn't have the test for this. That's why it's passing. Yeah, so this is the test. Yeah, now it's okay. Okay, it's pretty good. It's working like a software engineer, so it's trying to reproduce the problem first, and then ensure the tests fail. To have a negative validation of the problem. Yeah, so you're supposed to make the test fail and then make the test pass, right? That's TDD. It's very good. It's actually doing it the right way, which is better than most engineers. Just write the test first and make sure it fails, so that you know the tests are actually working, and then you try to fix the code so that the test passes. Okay, so it's trying to play around with the regex so that it passed the test. It's pretty interesting. I think a AST based approach or like some kind of parsing would be a better approach, but then this is MDX, so it's pretty complex to parse this MDX file. So I wouldn't, I think regex approach would work for now. So okay, so it's fixed the bug and then move this task to a fixed thing. So let's see if it's actually fixed. Plain text. Oh, okay. It looks like it's fixed. Very good. Yeah, so you can see here the import statement when I toggle to plain text, they are gone. And it seems like the text is still there, so that's a good sign. Now we can add back our original Markdown file, which is here, and edit this, put it back. And then we can compare all the different scores, right? Okay, so now if you go to plain text, it doesn't have this, so it's 46. Okay, I think 46 is okay. 46 is okay. Difficult. Ideally, we want to get it to 50. But it's better than we can compare the models, right? So it looks like GPT 4.1 generates the highest reading score. Right, that's interesting. We can observe some patterns here, right? So GPT 4.1 for this horizon post, we have GPT 4.1 at 49. Then we have the Sonnet at 23, and then we have the Gemini at 43. So it looks like GPT 4.1 is the best for this post. Let's compare it against like another post. I want to see like which model is the best for generating like good readability test. So this one we have this post. Copy it. GPT 4.1 is 47. Sonnet is 25. Huh, interesting. And Gemini is 47. Okay. Okay, I can see a pattern here. So looks like the Sonnet 4 models are much less readable compared to GPT 4.1 and Gemini. Okay. At least based on the reading ease score, right? But the sentence variation is very good though. That's interesting. Ah, interesting. Let me look at some older posts to see if this pattern continues. Maybe the group one. Claude is 28, Gemini is 45. Oh wow, Claude is indeed very different from the rest. Claude is always unreadable. Significantly, competitively, comprehensive, systematically, simultaneously. Comprehensive, significantly, comprehension. Okay, let's take a look at Gemini. Ah, no difficult words. Okay, I do have a system prompt. I mean, I do have the system prompt that says, yeah, basically my system prompt already asks it to not use complex word. So it should follow that. So that means the Gemini and GPT 4.5, 4.1 follow the instructions more closely than Claude. Yeah. Interesting. So Claude is not the best model for writing readable blog posts. Somehow I still rate it higher because of other traits, but actually it's much harder to read. Can you explain the project? This is the writing app that I built to help me write blog posts. So basically you can create new blog posts based on the prompt, and then you can select some sources for the information and also references to indicate your writing style, like your previous blog posts. It's not loading well today for some reasons. Yeah, so basically you can select sources and then select the models to help you write blog posts. And we just added a new feature that allows us to look at the stats of each post, like to evaluate the blog post based on the sentence variation as well as reading ease, right? So these are the two measurements. On what matrix you're ranking them. So I used to rank them manually, so I just assign the score manually, but now I'm adding the sentence variation and reading test scores. This is a sentence variation score and this reading score. Yeah, basically that's what we did today. I think maybe you just joined, so you didn't have much context. So basically today we added this sentence variation score and the reading ease score, and it's all working. You can see clearly that Claude Sonnet has a much lower reading score. It's using a lot of complex words like characteristics, representation, immediately, approximately, competitively, long words, whereas GPT 4.1 seems to be using much shorter words, right? So there's no highlighted long words here. So basically adding this matrix will help you write better blog posts. Like to have. Yeah. Okay. I see. So that's the two things we did. So we have sentence length variation and this thing I still can't pronounce.
Flesch Kincaid.
Flesch Kincaid. Readability test. Surprisingly, this name is very unreadable. Flesch Kincaid readability test. So unfortunately, we didn't get to the editing part, but I think this is less important. Yeah. So yeah, so we completed today's stream goal, implemented these two features, and yeah, maybe you learned a few things about how to use Claude Code and understand how I use them. Yeah, hopefully this stream has been helpful, and if you like to watch the future stream, you can subscribe and get notified. I try to stream every week on Saturday, same time. Yeah, so if you want to follow, just come by every Saturday night. I mean Saturday night for Singapore, and different days for different yeah, so different time zone for different people. So If you're in US, it will be in the morning, and if you're in Europe, it will be sometime in the afternoon. Yep, that's all I have for today's stream. Thank you all for joining, and I wish all of you good day or good night depending on where you are. Okay, bye bye.